Have you ever walked into a store for one specific item and somehow left with a cart full of stuff you never planned to buy? Or maybe you've justified purchasing something expensive because it was on sale, even though you didn't need it in the first place. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, you've just experienced the fascinating and sometimes frightening world of consumer psychology in action. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of spending and uncovering why our brains seem programmed to make us buy things we don't actually need. By the end of this video, you'll understand the sneaky mental tricks that retailers use against you, why your brain betrays your wallet, and most importantly, how to fight back and take control of your spending habits. Let's start with a shocking truth that might make you uncomfortable. Every single day, you're being psychologically manipulated to spend money. This isn't some conspiracy theory, it's basic marketing science. Companies invest billions of dollars into understanding exactly how your mind works when it comes to purchasing decisions, and they use this knowledge to influence your behavior in ways you probably don't even realize. The first psychological trap we fall into is called emotional spending. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, which means we often use shopping as a way to regulate our emotions. Feeling stressed, buy something to feel better. Feeling bored, a little retail therapy might help. Feeling successful, time to reward yourself with a purchase. This emotional connection to spending is so powerful that researchers have found shopping actually triggers the release of dopamine, the same neurotransmitter involved in addiction. But here's where it gets really interesting. Retailers have figured out exactly how to exploit this emotional vulnerability. They've designed their stores, websites, and marketing campaigns to trigger specific emotional responses that make you more likely to buy. The layout of a store, the music playing in the background, even the scents pumped through the air conditioning system are all carefully calculated to put you in a buying mood. Another major psychological factor is something called the scarcity principle. When we believe something is rare or limited, we automatically assign it higher value. This is why you see phrases like limited time offer or only 3 left in stock everywhere. Your brain interprets scarcity as a threat to your future access to that item, triggering a fear response that makes you want to buy immediately, even if you don't actually need it. Social proof is another powerful psychological weapon in the retailer's arsenal. We're social creatures who look to others for cues about how to behave. When we see that other people are buying something, we assume it must be valuable or necessary. This is why customer reviews, testimonials, and phrases like bestseller are so effective. Your brain thinks if everyone else is buying it, you should too. The psychology of pricing is absolutely mind-blowing. Did you know that prices ending in 9 make us perceive items as significantly cheaper than they actually are? A product priced at $19.99 feels much more affordable than $20, even though the difference is just 1 cent. This is called the left-digit bias, and it's so effective that the vast majority of consumer products use this pricing strategy. Then there's the anchoring effect, where the first price we see becomes our reference point for determining value. If you walk into a store and see a jacket for $300, suddenly the $150 jacket next to it seems like a bargain. Retailers deliberately place expensive items next to moderately priced ones to make the cheaper option appear more reasonable. Loss aversion is another fascinating aspect of spending psychology. We hate losing things more than we enjoy gaining them. This is why sales and discounts are so effective. When you see a 50% off sign, your brain doesn't just focus on the money you'll save. It focuses on the deal you'll lose if you don't buy right now. The fear of missing out on a good deal can be stronger than the logical assessment of whether you actually need the item. Credit cards and digital payments have created their own psychological spending traps. When you hand over physical cash, you experience what researchers call the pain of paying. You literally feel the loss because you're giving up something tangible. But when you swipe a card or tap your phone, that pain is greatly reduced. The transaction feels abstract and less real, making it easier to spend more money. Buy now, pay later services have taken this concept even further. They've essentially eliminated the immediate pain of paying altogether. Your brain gets the satisfaction of acquiring something new without the negative feedback of losing money right away. This delayed consequence makes it incredibly easy to overspend and accumulate debt. The concept of mental accounting also plays a huge role in our spending decisions. We treat money differently depending on where it comes from or what we've designated it for. Money from a tax refund might feel like free money that we can spend more freely than money from our regular paycheck. A bonus at work might feel like fun money rather than serious money that should be saved or invested. Social media has amplified many of these psychological spending triggers. We're constantly exposed to images of what others are buying, wearing, or experiencing. This creates a kind of psychological pressure to keep up, even if we can't afford it. The carefully curated highlight reels we see online make us feel like we're missing out on experiences or items that everyone else seems to have. Subscription services have mastered the psychology of small recurring payments. $20 a month doesn't feel like much, but over a year, that's $240. Our brains struggle to calculate the long-term cost of these small recurring charges, making it easier to justify signing up for multiple services that quickly add up to significant monthly expenses. The good news is that once you understand these psychological tricks, you can start defending yourself against them. The first step is developing awareness. Before making any purchase, especially an unplanned one, pause and ask yourself why you want to buy this item right now. Are you feeling emotional? Are you being influenced by scarcity tactics or social pressure? Create a waiting period for non-essential purchases. If you want something, write it down and wait 24 hours before buying it. For larger purchases, wait a week or even a month. This gives your rational brain time to override the emotional impulse to buy. Start paying attention to your emotional state when you shop. Are you more likely to overspend when you're tired, stressed, or celebrating? Understanding your emotional spending patterns can help you recognize when you're most vulnerable to psychological manipulation. Use cash for discretionary spending. The physical act of handing over money creates that important psychological friction that makes you more conscious of your spending. If cash isn't practical, at least check your account balance before making purchases to reconnect with the reality of your financial situation. Unsubscribe from retailer email lists and unfollow brands on social media. The less you're exposed to marketing messages, the less likely you are to be influenced by them. Create some distance between yourself and the constant pressure to buy. The psychology of spending is incredibly powerful, but it's not insurmountable. By understanding how your brain works and recognizing the tactics used to influence you, you can make more conscious, rational decisions about your money. Remember, every dollar you don't spend on something you don't need is a dollar you can invest in your future or spend on something that truly matters to you. Your wallet will thank you for taking the time to understand these psychological principles, and your future self will be grateful that you learned to see through the marketing manipulation that surrounds us every day. The power to control your spending is in your hands. You just need to use it.